Bobby Lashley, man. Bobby Lashley, 16 years in the game. Okay.
Ooh.
16 years, man. It doesn't, you know, time flies, man. Time flies. Bobby came into the WWE around 2005. You know what? What's crazy is I didn't even realize it was that soon. Bobby was in the WWE before he was working with me in a program for the King of the Ring.
Yeah, I mean, was it the next year?
It's next year.
Yeah.
It was the following year. So Bobby he was pretty much green as green could be when he was in the ring working with me. And the thing is, I didn't know that. I didn't know how green he was. I thought he had some experience, you know, somewhere or another, and then finally got a shot. But obviously, Bobby was a guy who was just walking into the business. And I remember one of Bobby's first matches. It was with a guy by the name of Simon Dean.
It was his very first match.
Okay. And I remember going to Bobby, and I talked to Bobby after that match. And this is crazy. I talked to Bobby after that match, and I said, Bobby, what are you doing, man? You going out there bumping for this guy like that? I said, look at you, man. I said, you as big as Brock Lesnar. I say, man, you are it. That's what I told Bobby the first time I met him. And then and Bobby said, man, I just got here, man. I think I better just go along with the program. And I was like, man, all right. So me and Bobby, we didn't speak for maybe a month or so. 2 months later, I wouldn't even talk to him after that, just because I was like, okay, he's going to sink or swim on his own. Okay, I'm trying to help you out here. And after a while, Bobby, things wasn't working out that well for me. And he went to Charmel, and he asked Charmel, man, does Booker not like me? And she goes, well, first time you talked to Booker, you said the wrong thing. So he came back and he talked to me, about that, and came down to the school. And Bobby started working. I started working with Bobby and just showing him some few key things not to do. You know what I mean? Bobby, don't ever do that ever again, because he was so used to being a collegiate wrestler. And then I remember we went overseas, and Bobby, to thank me, he bought me like a vintage bottle of Jack Daniels that went like, I don't know how far back. We drank the whole bottle. And no, seriously.
I was about to ask, did you keep it? Do you still have it? You're like, we drank it all.
No, we drank the whole bottle. And from that point, then Bobby and I did the angle together, King of the Ring. I ended up coming out on top of it. And man, Bobby and I, we had some, the matches Bobby and I had, we had some really, really great chemistry, because after I got in Bobby's head, he threw everything out of the window, and just what I teach in my wrestling school. We don't talk about sell and whatnot. We talk about act and react. And he started acting and reacting properly. And man, he started whooping my ass, man. And we started having some of the best, stuff that was going on there. I went on and I became, like I say, the world champion. And then I knew when it was my time to leave the company. I knew it was time for me to go. But I also knew that Bobby Lashley was going to be the heir apparent to Booker T after I left. Say Bobby's going to pick up right where I left off, and he's going to take it on and make it even better. And then Bobby left the company shortly after I did. And I was like, what the hell did you do that for? Because I just thought he was in perfect prime position there again to pick up right where I left off. And he went to the Indies, and then of course but before he left, he had that moment with Donald Trump and Vince McMahon, Umaga, WrestleMania.
Battle of the Billionaires.
I mean, ECW champion. I mean, the guy, he was on his way. And then he said, I'm out of here. And I know he was going through a lot of personal issues back then. We don't have to get into that or anything. But he left. He went to the Indies, went to Japan. And then wound up in TNA, doing that for a while. And the thing is, I think Bobby, when you look at Bobby's run in TNA, I really think Bobby brought something to that company.
He did.
Agree with me or not?
No. I was actually about to bring up, it was the first pairing we saw of MVP and Bobby Lashley, right? Was back in TNA. And when Bobby was the world champion over there.
Before MVP got fired.
Don't
Right?
get, why you always got to dunk on envy? Why always got to dunk on envy? But yeah, but when Bobby had the headband, he was the world champion. He played on the heel side. I thought he did a great job, and really, I thought that run is what primed him and got him ready for his WWE return, right? And when he came back to the company in, what was it, 2018, Bobby, I was like, wow, Bobby looks like he's figured out what his role is inside the square circle, and he's ready for that main stage. And I'm actually, honestly, I'm surprised that it took 3 years almost of his return for him to get to this position now. But I thought he was kind of ready day one when he came back after that TNA run.
Think about it, man. 3 years is really, really quick.
Well, it's gone by quick because I remember when he came back, and it seems like it was just
3 years.
Ago.
Not the time going by, but 3 years is actually really quick for him to come back in the company and then wind up the WWE champion. What it tells me, man, is okay, these guys, they can say whatever they want to say, but Bobby goes out and does, one thing and one thing only, and that's, punish. You know what I mean? He go out and make it becomes believable when you watch Bobby go out and perform.
Yeah.
And that's what Bobby brings to the table now. Bobby looks like a grown man. When
grown man.
I'm serious. And now he's got that scar on the side of his face, and it makes him look even meaner. And his body at 44 years old, like I say, there's nobody in the company that looks better than Bobby Lashley. Is Bobby Lashley a prototype of the old school? You better believe it. You better believe he is. And that's what wrestling was when we watched it back in the day, was guys going out there simulating a fight and making it look as real as it possibly could look. And that's what Bobby Lashley brings to the table. I put a video out and I say, Bobby, it's your time, man. This is Bobby Lashley's time right now, because just say, for instance, in the UFC, you see certain divisions where they get wiped out, because a guy that went through the whole division. Bobby Lashley is that guy that can go through the whole division, and you're going to be wondering, who are they going to find to put against this guy to perhaps stop him? And of course, that Brock Lesnar is out there, lurking still in the wings, for a big match, somewhere down the line. I wouldn't want that match to happen anywhere anytime soon, because there again, to clean out the division, you got to do it a certain way. And I just think right now, you look at anybody on the roster, and you stand them up next to Bobby Lashley, you're gonna say it's no comparison. I don't care who it is.
What's weird about Bobby is, one, I think that he's the best aging wrestler maybe ever, because if you look at a picture of him in 05 when he broke in, and you look at a picture of him now, other than this distinguishing scar, you would think it was just from maybe a year later. He looks great. For 44, he looks to be in the same shape. And he also did something that is like counterintuitive. Normally, when you have a physique like Bobby Lashley, you just come out in trunks, right? Trunks, so you can show off how big everything is. Bobby actually switched recently to the tights, the long tights, right?
Yeah.
And it actually makes him look more menacing. I don't know if it's because we're just focused on his upper body, but he looks better with the long tights. And as far as what you say on paper, he looks like a killer. It looks like no one should be able to stop him. I would be interested to know what your thoughts are on where this is going to go. And I think we also, in the next segment, need to talk about the Miz's involvement in making that moment even more special. I think Miz deserves a lot of credit for what he did on Monday Night Raw. Obviously, the ultimate praise needs to go to Bobby Lashley, but I also really love what Miz was able to do. And I see the chat is on fire right now. People from all over the world want to talk about Bobby Lashley. I even see one of your big fans, of someone I know, Jonathan Fields, is in the chat. He's a big Booker T fan. And we also have a super chat right here. Thanks, Book. Love the commentary. Booyah. And I'm going to get with you.
Heck yeah, man. Oh, man, this is a great time, man. Last night, actually a Monday night. When I watched it, I was like, man, and I told you I was going to text you if he won or lost, man. But I did. I just had to just sit back, and I was like, man, good for Bobby. Good for Bobby Lashley. Good for the business. I think everybody won on this deal right here. And you asked, where's this thing going to go? We're going to talk about that. Stick around. You're in the Hall of Fame. Back in a minute.
Everything that Miz did was great. And the way that they structured the show with the countdown clock, at 9 p.m. Eastern, you're defending the championship. By 10 p.m. Eastern, you got to defend it no matter what. It was great. But you know what? The clock got me. It got me to watch the entire show. So whoever's idea that was, it was great. And Miz did such a good job, like you pointed out, of you hated him. You're like, come on, man, just defend the title already. You're the champion, defend the title. And the way it was structured, there wasn't a person watching that show who wanted The Miz to retain or who didn't want Bobby Lashley to win the title. Because when he came out the stomachache, I was a little worried that they were going to push this to Fastlane, right? And then the count out, I was a little worried. What were you going to say?
The Lumberjacks.
The Lumberjacks was great. It was great.
It was just great. It was
such a good idea, And Shane's like, I got it. Lumberjacks. So there's no running. There's no hiding. You can't get counted out. And then even when Miz tries to disqualify himself at the beginning by swinging the title, that was the only piece of offense he had. Now think about this too. One more thing. Think about a guy who else would be in a main event position like Miz was, the WWE champion, and be willing to be completely railroaded offensively in a match, right? Normally, if you lose the title, like when you always tell the story when you and Ray worked for the title. Ray said, Book, you're going overnight. I'm going to get all my stuff in. Every move that I do, I'm doing it, all right? Because I'm losing. I'm going under, right? Miz had zero offense for a 3-minute match as the WWE champion, all for one purpose, to make Bobby Lashley look almighty. So I give him the utmost props and respect.
Let me tell you right now, man, I don't know. By no means, am I saying something that I know from behind the scenes or anything like that. But I can almost guarantee you it was the Miz said, this is the way I want to go out and do it. I'm serious. Just because he's that type of guy. For me, was I always want to lose in the middle. Right in the middle, looking up at the lights. For some reason, it was something about looking up at the lights just made me feel, good about, my work. And to lose the way he did, man, it was great, man. It was just great, and I give Miz a whole lot of credit. I give Bobby Lashley, 100%. I'm proud of him to the utmost for cashing in, sticking it out. Leaving and coming back, going through the grind, having, what was Leo Rush at first, Lana,
Lana.
Angel, and then, boom, the Rocket get put on him, once he joined the Hurt Business because it became real. Big ups to MVP, and I appreciate the company, man, for, pulling off a really, really great angle and a great show. And I just think that's what wrestling is. That what Miz did. That's what wrestling is. It really is. Of course, we got to get into certain more serious angles. Then you got to get into your just say for instance your scientific angles, like what Randy Orton is doing right now. No, I mean I'm serious.
Science fiction.
Well, I mean, come on, that's what I'm like. That's pretty much what it is. But it's a place, the 24/7 championship. It's a place for so many different things in professional wrestling. And I think that's where company won more than anything. And I think we got to do so much more of being able to think out of the box and, give the people, what they want to see opposed to, trying to follow the internet, and it's crazy, just like what I was talking to you about as far as the spoiler, as far as the Miz is not going to he's only going to have the championship for a week. That does it spoil it for me a little bit? Did it take away a little bit of what was going on with Bobby and the Miz? Perhaps, but it still got me. Okay, it still got me. Would have been better if I didn't have to hear that? Oh man, it would have been so much better. And that's what I'm talking about we gotta, figure out how to close those loopholes, man, and fix those little things like that. Because I just think the show could be so much better when the people know only what we want them to know. You know what? And the thing is, I could be wrong. I could be wrong. You know what I mean? But in this instance, I don't think so, man. I don't think so.